Well, hello and welcome back. This is the top of Masoya Avenue, so it's the main road from the top of Paphos that takes you straight. And if you do go straight and take a little bit of a wiggle by Kennedy Square, you will end up in the downtown Cato Paphos Harbour area, which most people who are watching the channel is where it's all about, isn't it? If you're coming on a holiday, whether it's for a week, maybe even shorter, if you're perhaps coming from very close by, let's say it's in Tel Aviv. There's lots of people that like to come from Israel. Obviously, there's other places in Israel apart from Tel Aviv, but you know what I'm saying. If you're coming from Israel, maybe you're coming for a weekend. Maybe you're just going to swim across. I don't know. If you're a very good swimmer, who knows? Mike and Ronnie, well, he likes to swim about a bit, and he's ended up swimming to Denmark. But the rumour, I'm laughing now, but the rumour has it that he's going to come back to Paphos at the end of October. And we hope he does, because we had the great pleasure and the great honour to meet him last time, and this time we're going to meet him again, because he's a superstar on the little channel known as Marika and me. Big shout out to you, Viking Ronnie, and a very good morning, Kalimera to you, or Dzień dobry, as I check my Polish. And of course, Dzień dobry is especially for a girl that's got a place in my heart, and she lives all the way in downtown Krakow, well, just outside Krakow, but that's the closest city, in downtown Poland. And she's quite simply the greatest lawyer in the world, and on top of all of that, she's a judge as well, and the greatest wife in the world to her husband, Mr. Thomas, and the greatest mother in the world to her son and my great friend, Mr. Bart. And Mr. Bart is destined. He only has one purpose in life, and that is to be the greatest lawyer in the world, and he will be. But of course, his mother has to retire first. So there you go, Mr. Bart. You can spend the next 4 or 5 years. There's my car there we are, on the left-hand side. That's my black Jaguar, and that's that man's business, English gentleman, and he sells spas in and around Paphos and Cyprus and all over Europe. And he's now bought himself a Lexus. He's got quite clever. Anyway, back to Miss Anna, my superstar. Dzień dobry, baby. Dzień dobry. Hope you're having a great day, and I really do, and I hope that you don't punish people too much over there in downtown Poland. I think we'll go straight and well, get in the gridlock traffic in Paphos, and I can just talk to you a little bit longer, isn't it? I'm looking forward to getting my Jaguar, by the way. I've read a lot of reviews online. I take great interest in listening to what Mr. Lee, that's our mountain man, one of our family members who was in Paphos not long ago. He's about 6'3", 6'4", so he's a tall man with one hell of a smile. Wow, what a smile. And he's got a beauty in his life, and she really is. Greatest restaurant manager probably in the world, and that's Miss Vicky. And there's a special girl in their lives. If you're listening, Miss Layla, I'm talking to you. We know you're glad to have your mum and dad, and we know you watch the channel now and again, and we do appreciate that, and we thank you from the bottom of our 2 hearts. Your mum and your stepmum are part of our little family, and that means, Miss Layla, that so are you. So from now and again, you'll get a mention. You are ingrained in the memory of Mr. Paul, and we are looking forward to next year, yes, because that's your dad's 50th birthday, and you and all of the gang, your 2 sisters and friends and family, are coming to Ayia Napa to party the night away. And I told your dad, I did a deal with your dad. When you arrive, Marika and me, we will drive down to Ayia Napa, we'll book into a hotel, and we will celebrate your father's birthday and Chuchuchki dance down the downtown Cato. Well, I don't know where it is. Is there an Ayia Napa promenade? I don't think so. But we'll dance and do all sorts of things in downtown Ayia Napa. And you never know, we may even pop over to Paphos as well and see some of their spectacality on beaches. But one thing's for sure, we're going to have a great time indeed. I don't want to wish the time away, if you understand me, but we understand that next year is going to come very quickly, and we'll all be in downtown Ayia Napa. So, Mr. Lee, Miss Vicky, Miss Layla, we're waiting to come and see you in downtown Ayia Napa next year. And it's not that far away, is it? Anyway, you may have noticed the odd puddle on the side of the road, because for the last few mornings, early in the mornings, we are getting a bit of rain. But luckily, it then brightens up in Paphos very quickly because, you know, the ambient temperature. If you're curious to know at the moment, perhaps if your name is Miss Dawn, you got a husband called Mr. Sean and a very clever dog called Bobo, Sir Bobo. He's got a little friend in his life, and she's a little pussycat. She's called Lady Daisy. Anyway, the temperature is 27 degrees. So there you go. That's not bad, is it? 27 degrees, end of August. Had a bit of a shower, cooled us down a bit, washed the odd pavement down. There you go, job done. Back to normal. Sun's coming out, and the bloom is coming back to the sky. I promise you, when we get down the bottom end, well, it's going to be blue, blue, blue. Let's let this guy go, because no one else will. There you go, Gumbo. Off you go. Why you bought a Suzuki, I don't know. You could have bought a Toyota, same car, and with a much better reputation. But no, it doesn't matter. Hey, who knows? What goes on in some of these people's minds? I'm not trying to insult anybody, but you know, you walk into a Suzuki dealer and drop 40,000 on one of those. I'm sorry, you've obviously got too much money, or you're stupid. And I don't mean to upset anyone. Just lost a couple of subscribers. But there you go, that's like the rants of Mr. Paul. The money, the value in money in cars is in second-hand cars. I understand that some people like to buy new cars, and I don't mean to insult you, but it's not a good thing to do. You know, if you take a cheap car, a cheap car, there you go, €20,000 car. If you buy that car, you feel lovely. You do. You feel all fuzzy. But the problem is that the moment you collected the keys, well, even before that, the moment you signed the papers to make it yours, so that could have been a week before, you just lost €5,000. What? Yes, you did. Because the VAT around the world, let's average it out, is around 20%. So there's 2,000 of your euros just gone. There's the things like car tax and all those kind of things. There's another 1,500 or so gone. And then there's a dealer profit of around about 2,000 to 2,500 on a €20,000 car. So that's €5,000 of your money gone. There you go. And that's if you're lucky. If you're very, very lucky indeed. You could have bought that car 6 months or a year old, as good as the car. No one understands because it's just gone, isn't it? That's a nice Audi, isn't it? That's an Audi A6. I've got that now. Get one. And it's in black, which is the best colour, isn't it, Mr. Lee? Yes, it is. Good morning, Miss Lowell. Anyway, right, back to cars and how they lose money, isn't it? Most people understand they lose a lot of money. And I understand a lot of people still buy new cars because millions of new cars get sold. And it's all to do with warranty and, oh, I don't like the thought of someone else being in it. Take it to a valeter. It's simple. Anyway, I don't like to buy new cars. I have bought new cars in the past, and then when I arrived in Cyprus, I bought a brand new BMW. It was lovely for about 6 months, and then I realised it's not new anymore. So then I went and bought another one, and then after about 7 months, I realised, no, it's not new anymore. And then I realised I was spending an awful lot of money again. But it's things you do when you sort of semi-retire, I suppose. It's things you do perhaps when you get a job promotion. It's things that make you feel good. Stop it now. Anyway, there you go, rant over. What's the price of benzene? Oh my goodness, it's gone up again. 165.8. I love these 0.8s and 0.7s. How do they work that one out? Do they give you 0.2% back? No, they don't. Anyway, it's creeping up again. And on that note, if you're curious to know how the channel is funded, well, it's all down to you guys, the people that watch us. And we thank you very, very much indeed. But unfortunately, someone has to put money into the petrol, benzene, gas. If you're watching from America, we know there are one or two. So someone's got to pay for that, and those guys are you. So often people click through to our About page and they find the Buy Me a Coffee platform. Or they just Google it, Buy Me a Coffee, and put the words Marika and me on the end. Makes it much easier, because then our landing page comes up and there's a caricature of me and Marika. And of course you can choose to buy us a coffee or two as a salute, as a thank you, as a gesture of goodwill, perhaps to motivate us to make a special video for you. Could be a birthday, could be an anniversary. You want me to invite your cat in? No problem. That's what I'll do, especially for you. Now, you can also help us out on Super Thanks. Lots of people do. Derek Scully, thank you very, very much indeed. We're looking forward to meeting you. And you're watching Receive in the booth. Lady Rachel, the Cheshire Cat, Grinning Man, Sir Jason, looking forward to seeing you again. I'm wondering, are you off to Egypt, or have you been? No, you're going, because I do check on your little Facebook page now and again, and there's no pictures of Egypt, so you haven't gone yet. But I'm pretty sure you're going soon, and you never know. You might get on a canoe and do a bit of nude canoodling, and come over and see us in downtown Paphos, and we will be waiting, especially for you, with a pink gin or two. Now, we're in central Paphos. This is where uptown Paphos crescendos into the old town. if you follow that little yellow Honda, which is probably the best car in the world, you're heading into the old town. We're going to keep on going and get to Kennedy Square. And I think at around about Kennedy Square, because of the good luck traffic, if your name is Dizzy Boron, you know what I'm talking about, we're going to call this video an end and come back for the next one. And guess what? We'll be in the downtown Paphos Harbour and we'll be waiting especially for you. But I'm telling you, the price of benzene is going up, and that's petrol in English, that's gas in America. It's going up, isn't it, all the time. I tell you, I'm going to have to buy something that drinks a bit more faster. I'm going to have to get a Bentley or something like that, because, you know, it's only money, isn't it? It's only money at the end of the day. It's much nicer to drive around a big gas guzzling car, in my opinion. I'm like an American, I really am. I should have been born in America, and then I could drive you around in a mid-sized saloon that's like 12 metres long, and it's got a like 12-cylinder, 15-litre engine, and it'd just be lovely, wouldn't it? With massive seats and cup holders everywhere. Think of that, all the coffees that I could hold. Because in general, you know, and we do thank you very much, 3 or 4 people every day do buy us a coffee, and often they buy us more than 1 or 2. So I need a car with an awful lot of coffee holders, coffee cup holders, isn't it? So I'm going to have to move to America. That's what I have to do. And get one of those big, massive American cars, nice big luxury Swedish seats with some big furry dice, and I can grow a bit of hair on my chest, nice shirt open. My God, God's gift to women. There we go. I digress. We're in the, well, Old Town. Technically it is the Old Town, but technically it's not. So Kennedy Square is on the right, and if you go down all little jetties, that's a new word I learned yesterday, by the way, from O'Mandy and Jeff Hancock. They're from Derbyshire way. And apparently, I'd never heard of this word before, and I thought I knew an awful lot of words in the English language, like discombobulate, if your name is Lady Heather, and of course Big Mac, no, Apple Mac, if your name is Sir Steve. But anyway, jitty, I'd never heard of it. It means, well, little alleyway, shortcut, side cut, that sort of stuff in their language of English. Crazy world is English, isn't it? Crazy, crazy world. And I often enjoy sitting in the harbour area and the promenade area, talking with who I consider to be my friends. All the people who work in the restaurants and roam the restaurants, they're our friends, and they really are. And of course, lots of them are from different countries. And the one commonality that they have, most of the time, is that they converse through the medium of English, because that's the language that some of them know, so of course that's what they're talking, and slowly but surely their English gets better. But of course some of them have got, should we say, their home country accents, like I've got my accent, you've got your accent, Marika's got her accent. So of course when they're talking in English, and of course they're not fluent, it can be hilarious, some of the things that come out, and the misunderstandings, and the laughing, and the joking, and the sign language and all these kind of things, and it lights your day up. It makes it so much fun. It really does. We often have a night off. You know, some people understand that. So we spend 5 to 6 nights wandering in around Paphos Harbour and promenade area, talking to our friends and talking to yourselves. Please, if you see us, don't be shy. Come over and see us. And if you are shy on camera, come and see us off camera. You know, we don't have the camera on all the time, and more often than not, we're sitting in the Pelican restaurant from around about 8 o'clock. If you see us with someone else, don't think that you're rude. You're rude if you don't come over. So please come over and say hi. And if you want to sit down, you pull up a chair, sit down, order yourself a drink, and we'll chat the night away. It's very, very simple. We want to meet the world, and we'd like to invite you to our wedding in 2025. All you got to do, obviously, is get on a big bird. Well, if you don't want to get on a big bird, you can paddle like crazy. We don't mind. But please come to our wedding. As the start of 25 comes on, which is not far away, is it? 24 is coming very, very soon. We will announce the date and the location, and we'll give you plenty of notice, so you've got plenty of time to. We understand not everyone is the richest person in the world, but you know, we'll give you plenty of time. You'll be able to come up with the spondoolies, come up with the money to be able to come if you choose to come. And 1 or 2 people, you know, I understand. I'll pay for them to come. It's that simple, because I know it will be important to them. So there we go. We are descending. I know you've noticed we're descending. This is a busy area in Paphos, and a lot of streets converge onto it. But it's the main road down to the Cape of Paphos Mall. there's a big roundabout, and we're going to go straight over it. Well, not literally, you know what I mean, round it a bit. Although some people do go straight over it. You know, there you go, on their mobile phone, drinking a frappe, whatever they do, and dressing their flip-flops, and of course that's Stavros, the chief of police. But anyway, there we go. We're going to keep on going, and we're going to get to the Paphos Harbour area. You never know, we may catch someone on camera that will be waving in the background. Often Major Tito, he's the man dressed in white. He's the man in charge of the harbour cafeteria, restaurant, bistro on the corner where the promenade meets the harbour, and it's called the Harbour Restaurant. Probably one of the busiest places in the whole of Paphos. Good food, sensible prices, great pizza, by the way. Really has got great pizza. Also for takeaway. Yeah, there you go. New information for you. Well, that's the guy standing outside in white. Often he knows the car, so he comes out and he waves his hand. That's Major Tito, and he means peace and love. He really does. He's a superstar, and former member of the Bulgarian army, quite high in the ranks. Of course, as we understand, with no disrespect to Bulgaria, it's not the richest country in the world. So, you know, he retired and reinvented himself in Paphos with his beautiful wife, and well, that's his chosen career. And he's a great friend of ours. We sit around and chat very, very often indeed. And I sit with Chris the Sponge Man. Of course, he comes over and we chat and we laugh and we joke. And well, he's a great, great friend. And if you see him, go over and say hi. Yes, he'll try and get you coming to the restaurant, but if you just want to chat with him about life, he'll chat with you all day. Nicest man in the world. But on top of all that, you know, if you get into any trouble, you've only got to call Major Tito, and I'm pretty sure you may have noticed from his physique and his army training, he'll sort the problem out for you. No problem. It's simple as that. We're coming towards the Paphos Mall roundabout, which obviously means that the Begona Garden Centre is on the left. You've got a coffee shop as well, by the way. You've got the Paphos Mall over there, Kings Avenue Mall on the right. They've got quite a few coffee shops and a few other shops that would like to sell some bits and bobs to you. On a Friday, they do quite well because Miss Auction receives a booth. Yes, Friday's her day. She goes shopping on a Friday and a Saturday just because she understands that she should have bought that and should have bought that and perhaps should have bought that and should have bought that. I was talking last night with Omandi and Jeff of the Hancocks, and really can't get a tongue around that word. Anyway, and Omandi was asking Marika, when do you go shopping? She said, well, I go shopping on Friday and on a Saturday. And Marika then started to explain how many pieces of clothing that she now doesn't wear and that she's got bagged up and doesn't know what to do with it. And it's in the thousands, which is worrying. But there we go. Jeff's face was like, yes, there we go. That's my face on a Friday afternoon when I come in. I look around and, well, there's clothes everywhere. It just is. But hey, she loves it and I love her. So it's simple and it's all right. You never know. I could have been a rich man. Now I'm not. But that's life. It doesn't matter. It's only money. And there you go. Shame it's my money. Are you listening, you couple of lords, you couple of pagans in downtown damn Cardiff? Because guess what? When you come to Paphos, you're going straight to the downtown Paphos Mall. But they know I'm only joking. You know, the boys over in downtown Cardiff, a couple of pains. They're only a couple of pains because their name is Payne, if you understand me. I understand that perhaps some people don't get the joke because they come and they go. Simon and Jeremy Payne, two identical twins, known as Double Trouble. If ever they set up a YouTube channel, it'll be huge. It'll be the most successful YouTube channel in the world, and there's no doubt about that. And I think one day they may do it as well. But their surname is Payne, P-A-Y-N-E, so it's not even spelled the same. But by God, they are a couple of pains. When they were in November last, I had taken them, you know, they decided they want to stay in this hotel. I think they said in 5 different locations. Yeah, so they get a bit of variety in their life. But there's Nicholas. He's outside the Azizi shop. If you want a special dress or shoes for a man in blue as well, that's the place to go. He's a star. Mention Marika and me. You never know. He might knock you a couple of bob off. Mr. Chris is sitting over there. He's giving me away. He's getting excited. Thinking he's going to get a cigar, but he's not because he's got to go to the workshop first. The downtown Paphos Harbour is looking spectacality today. It is indeed. It really, really is. The sea is blue. The sky is blue. Mr. Paul's dressed head to toe in blue. All it's missing is you. Get yourself on a big bird or a canoe. Start paddling like crazy, because I'm telling you what, Cyprus island of love. Paphos, Marika and me are waiting, especially for you. Now, where was I? Can't remember, but it's come to that time when we're going to say thanks for watching. You like what you see? Well, you know what you do. Come back and see us again, and we'll be waiting especially for you, that's for sure. We'd like to say thanks to some of our stars. Lady Anne, she's coming to town very, very soon indeed. Anne? Lady Anne? Well, she is. There is Lady Anne coming. And Janice is coming as well. But we're actually talking about our superstar, our girl in charge of the show, Dame Anne. She's coming to town very, very soon indeed. And there's many, many other stars on the show. Lord Jeremy, Lord Simon of the Pains are coming in November as well, which is very, very close indeed. Just don't forget to bring a little bit of money with you, boys. Thanks for watching.